Yeah.
Yo, let me. I wasn't to briefly talk about that. I firmly
Right.
agree with you, and the biggest thing I was taking away from it was the fact that people were saying if they were black, they wouldn't even have made it up the stairs. And I said to I didn't really comment on a lot of people because I know it was going to be a gang mentality thing. But I'm like, look at this. The reason why I didn't get outraged from it was because I felt like it was all staged. It was an inside job. Somebody paid these people to do that because when
Super
you look at
stage.
because
Super stage.
exactly
No,
so
not to cut you up. Not to cut you up. My fault. Not to cut you up.
no, you
Let me
good.
ask you something. Let me ask you something. In your existence on this country, right? And on Earth, right? Turmoil has happened on this Earth, right?
Right,
Of all around everywhere, turmoil has happened, right? What happened in Capitol Hill was turmoil, right? It
right.
was devastating, turmoil, and everything, right? When in God fucks of hell have you ever seen authorities willingly, let's say in the last 10 years when shit got fucked up, right? Willingly want to do selfies with you and videos with you. Where in God's fuck? Don't tell me nothing about no fucking privilege. Don't tell me nothing about, listen, where in hell where in God's of hell on this earth, when there was fucking turmoil, have you seen
Exactly. And that
it?
was my
Sure.
biggest thing. That was my biggest thing. It's even last year during the protesting and the looting, you seen videos of cops just sitting there watching people go on buildings and steal and loot, walking out with massive carts of TVs and laptops, and you just seen them standing there doing nothing. I'm like, when have you ever in the history seen that happen? You can't go on McDonald's and walk around, try to leave with a small soda. There's gonna be five cops waiting for you. But now all of a sudden, cops are just sitting there watching you steal all this stuff and not doing nothing. It doesn't make any sense. And the reason why I didn't get outraged too about what happened at Capitol Hill was when you get pulled over for a traffic stop, right? Cops will call for backup. Five officers will come. You have a broken tail light. They got five officers surrounding your car, right? But you
Mm-hmm.
telling me that the FBI, the CIA, military, local law enforcement, nobody was around to help? It doesn't make any sense. Like the fact that you can infiltrate a federal building and get away with it. But you can't go to McDonald's and steal a small soda without the almost the whole police force coming to get you. Yeah, man, I see through the charade.
Yeah, man. Like that shit was like the biggest fucking blatant like setup job in probably American history.
But you know what? The reason why they was able to do that is because people, again, and this is why I'm not submerged in politics as much, is because the hate for Trump is so big that they blind all of us, especially the minorities. I'll say this too. Black Lives Matter organization came out and talked about this, where they was pushing for Joe Biden coming office, right? And as soon as he got elected, right after the election, they got mad because he stopped answering their phone calls. This is all by design. They know how to manipulate us. Throughout the whole election was white supremacy and you know, white people were trying to kill black people, white cops are killing black people, right? And then all of a sudden now after the election all stopped, and then right before Trump, goes try to get this whole election fraud thing going, this whole thing pops off. It doesn't it doesn't add up. There's a lot of nonsense going on, and I see the charade, but a lot
Yeah,
of people,
yeah,
once you throw Trump in there, the being able to think and process information kind of goes out the window. So
oh
yeah,
my
like you
god.
said, a lot of people looking at this like, oh, if it was black people, I'm like, it's not even that. Like they've been letting a lot of people skirt by for the last year committing federal crimes, but there's a reason why they're not doing this, because eventually they're gonna get their due diligence while this is happening. And just to quickly say this, during the Capitol Hill thing, right? There was no local law enforcement, no FBI, right? But that same day or the day after, the FBI went in Brooklyn and arrested 17 black teens for gang violence. So again, like the things aren't correlated, and don't make sense that a federal building is being infiltrated, but they have enough time to go arrest a bunch of black teenagers. So, you know,
listen, man. At the end of the day, man, you just gotta understand of this country, like what it is, man. All right, it's a machine that runs a machine that runs a machine, right? We the people, we live here, and we are just sacrificial lambs to the machine. Now, do you want to be a sacrificial lamb, or do you want to be a civilian that outweighs this shit? Last time I checked, I like to be the civilian that outweighs this shit.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna keep it at that, because God forbid we keep going. I don't want you or I to get these idiot letters.
I this whole this whole podcast that I do, I always talk about stuff like this, and the beauty of it is,
cool.
Even if you didn't disagree, you didn't agree with, or I didn't agree with you saying, we had that conversation.
Having a conversation.
Exactly.